Hi, Rohan. Can you see you as an alternate host?
Were you able to do it?
Yeah, I added you as an alternate host.
Okay.
Just see if there is any kind of, because I added your email address to it.
Hmm.
Wasn't there one more participant? Rohan, can you help me figure out how do I pin someone if I have to pin? Are you aware of that?
Sorry, Neetu, were you saying something?
Yeah, sorry. I wanted to know, is there a way to pin the videos? Because I know there is a way to pin the videos, but I'm not able to do that yet.
In the video.
I mean, like pin the screen. Okay, fine. No worries. Let's just keep it like this. It should be working fine.
The one who joined left.
Hi, can you guys see me?
No.
How
Oh,
about
yeah. Yeah, now we can.
But I'm not able to see myself. Wow. Hi, Bhuma. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Mar.
Hello, Neetu.
Hello. Hi. I would love to see your faces. It'll be great if I can see you guys. Why am I not able to see myself? Someone has to help me here.
Probably the network issues.
No, I'm able to see everyone and I was able to see myself, but I kind of just.
Hi, me too.
Yeah, hi, Mar.
If you,
Yeah.
Hi, if you go to the, I don't know if you're on your phone or the computer,
Yeah.
you'd go to the dots, meeting
Yeah.
settings,
Yes.
and it says show my video in gallery view. That should be on.
Mm. Thank you.
Yeah, it worked.
Yes, it did. I'm feeling so happy just because it just did. Okay, cool. Great, guys. Okay, perfect. So let's just wait for another minute or so. Aditi, we would love to see you. I mean, if it is possible for you to put on your videos, it'll be great. Oh, cool. Good. Thank you guys for coming. Just wait for a minute or so and we can then start. Perfect. So would you like to share where you guys are from? Would you like to put it in chat? Because I know not everyone is from Dubai for sure. I'm from Dubai. I mean, I'm based in Dubai right now. How about you, Mar, Aditi, Bhuma?
Do you want us to type it or to?
Yeah, it's okay. You can speak because there's not a lot of things. Oh, Aditi is from Dubai itself. Cool.
I'm from Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mom of twin boys that are 3 years old.
Lovely. You're based in Dubai?
In Sharjah, actually.
Okay. Perfect. Cool. How about you, Bhuma? Maybe you can chat typing. Oh, it's from India. Cool. Awesome. Lovely. Let's hope other people are able to join us. I think I should. Ruan, would you be able to switch on your video? How are you feeling?
Oh, I look like crap, Neetu.
No
I'm so
worries. I know.
sick.
Ruan has not been keeping well. She has helped a
Yeah.
lot for us to, have this Zoom workshop. So let's give her some rest. Perfect. So cool. Let me just start, and when people join in, I'll just kind of, reiterate again whatever we have talked about. So let me just start by showing you what exactly we'll be doing in this 1 hour which we have together. Okay. One thing is for sure, I want this session to be really interactive. And the more you guys are able to participate, put your videos on, it'll be more, fun to have that interaction and figure out things together. Right. So whoever can put the videos on, awesome. And otherwise it's fine. So let me start by saying that I really don't know how you landed up here, but I know one thing for sure, that why you landed up here. Because all of you want to be better parents, right? I mean, you are those parents who understand that parenting is not only just blessing, but it's a learning, it's a responsibility, all clubbed into one, right? And we all are here on this planet to have the become the best version of ourselves, not only for us but for our kids as well, right? Cool. So let me just start with introducing myself. My name is Neetu Shah. I'm a conscious parenting coach and I work with teenagers and young adults and parents. I am an emotions counselor and my focus of work is to get into the emotional core of the problem. Okay. It could be communication issues. It could be someone having anxiety. It could be whatever. And at the core of it, I have found that parenting by itself plays a very important role. Okay, and conscious parenting, if I say, I have clubbed it conscious parenting with psychological flexibility and compassionate communication to make sure that I'm able to help people whom I'm working with. So that's part of my story. I'm a parent of a 20-year-old, and my parenting journey has not been as smooth as it sounds right now. It has had its ups and downs. I started with the natural parenting, the way I thought parenting doesn't have to be learned, right? I mean, who learns parenting? Who wants to even think of parenting? So share with me, what exactly do you think is conscious parenting? Or maybe just raise your hand and show me, have you ever heard of this term conscious parenting before? Or are you aware of few things around it? I mean, like, I wasn't.
Yeah, we
Sorry?
have heard about it, but not sure, like, was it the correct information we got?
Yes, yes. And how many of us feel like parenting by itself is natural? It should be like, it should come naturally to people, right? I mean, I used to feel like that. Yeah, same here, Bhuma, Joyce. I mean, we used to feel like, what is there? So let's just figure out first thing, what does parenting stands for you? What does parenting means? I mean, like, I used to feel that parenting is caretaking, taking care of my child, providing food, water, shelter, education, protecting them. Okay. And that's it. And that was going so well. I mean, when my child was young. I mean, that's all they need, right? They need a love, care, protection, providing whatever is it. Did you guys feel that it was similar with you when your kids were small? I mean, like, you can just raise your hands or just wave so I know that we guys are on the same page. That's the reason I said, like, please put on your videos. Yeah, raising good human beings. Yes, that is what I thought the parenting is. And I was doing the best I could when I was taking great care of my child and all. But what happened is, during the growing up years, my child just needed that care, that love, that providing thing which I was doing to her. And after that, I missed out on that emotional connection aspect of it. Tell me one thing, when your toddler needs something, what does it do? It cries, right? I mean, like, I'm saying, when I say toddler, I'm talking about kids who are not yet speaking or. So they're expressing themselves, and we are so attuned to the needs, right? We know, okay, maybe hungry, maybe sleepy, maybe, want a cuddle, whatever it is. We are so attuned to their needs at that particular point. But during the growing up years of our kids, we miss out on those attunement. Why? Because we get into our old patterns. When I say old patterns, it is like, my mom used to make sure that I do my homework when I come back from school. That was a good habit. And I would like my child to do the same. We all learn parenting from our parents.
Actually.
Yep.
Oh.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, feel free to unmute, talk, or, give me those thumbs up, whichever way you feel like doing. That'll be cool. So, okay, let me just invite Aisha, Amber, and Tabassum. Any one of you, if you are able to put on your videos, will be great. We'll love to see you and have interactive session here. But if not, it's fine. Understood. Okay, so my mission with this whole work which I'm doing is to move parents from being a caretaker, being a provider, being a protector, to being a mentor, to being someone who can empower their kids and at the same time has a deep emotional connect with their child. That fulfilling relationship, what Mar said, raise good human beings. But raising good human beings comes when we are able to work on ourselves, when we are able to understand our emotions, when we are able to understand how do we get triggered, why it triggers us. Or if we are saying, like, if my child is crying and I am thinking that, oh my God, if my child is crying, my only job is to make sure that he stops crying, or my job is to understand his emotions at that point, empower him to, stay with those emotions, and at the same time help him navigate those emotions. So that is a little difference when it comes to traditional parenting, natural parenting, what we call it, and the conscious parenting. Like I remember one of my clients, a mom of 14-year-old, we have been working together, and she told me, Neetu, it's so hard to be conscious when you're parenting your child. I mean, how on earth do I have to every time remember that, oh, I have to speak this, or I have to say this, or I have to, be cautious about his moods and all that thing. So, and it doesn't come naturally to me. And it was quite understandable because I have been there. It is like learning a new language, right? I mean, if I have to speak Chinese today, I'm sure few months would be quite fluctuating for me as far as, my efficiency in speaking of that is concerned. But that's a skill. And here I'm talking about mindfulness. I'm talking about being aware of your interactions with your child. And at the same time, I'm asking you to go deeper within yourself and try to understand from where it is coming. I mean, we always feel like parenting is like, if I tell my child to do this, and if my child does this, I'm a good parent. Conscious parenting is completely other way around. Conscious parenting tells you very clearly, it is not about child. It is about you. If you tell your child, and if your child is doing that thing, then what is happening in you is what is important. And if you tell something to your child, and if your child is not doing it, at that point also, what you are going through, how are you navigating those emotions and thoughts, that is important. And that only not, this is something which I've seen in my practice and in my own life as well. The more I level up my consciousness game, the more I'm able to connect with people around me in much more deeper sense, in much more, better way. Rather, not only just my child. And definitely with my child, it becomes much, much more efficient and more fulfilling, I must say. Reason being clearly that my child is looking up to me at any age. We all feel that as a teenager, as a young adult, for them, your existence is like, diminishing. No. Parents are the major influencer in your child's life. I mean, any age. They were the first one in their life, and they would be the major ones. And I just hope and wish that these major influences are those mentors, are those people whom child can hold on to. It could be one adult who believes in the kid, who understands their emotion, who helps them navigate it. Yeah. How many of us here have toddlers, and how many of us here have teens? I mean, like, either you can put it in chat because we are quite a few of us here now. You can maybe put it in the chat so that becomes easier. Let me just open my chat so that becomes okay. Cool. Oh, we have a lot of teens. Oh, Amber, 6 in total. Oh, 4 teens out of 6 in total. Cool. 7 and 11 years old. Yep. Lovely. Lovely. So, my daughter turned 20 as well, Aditi. We are on the same page. I mean, every age comes with its own, challenges. And that's the fun part about it, because it helps you grow. When I started my conscious parenting journey, I was already an emotion counselor, and I was like, everything is sorted. I mean, what could go wrong? I mean, I know like emotions are really important for my child, and I have been working with young kids and all, and I have done these multiple intelligence certifications. So I thought I know it all, but my child had pushed me back, and she's like, no, mom, you need to level up your consciousness because you're not attuning to me. And one thing which took a lot of time for me, tell me if it worked, it is similar for you as well, was to accept the fact that my child is a completely different individual than what I am. I mean, like, for me, it was like, there has to be something of mine in her, right? There has to be somewhere there. She needs to show some of my, traits, but she was a complete different individual. And for me, acceptance of that was the first step. And especially it starts showing up, with toddlers and with young kids till the age of 5, 6. If your child is really intense, I call them intensive and sensitive child, they start showing that they are here on this planet to have their own journey. And they want you to be their mentor, to be their guide, to be with them on the journey, not designing their life for them, not telling them to move in particular direction, but with them together. And I remember when I was a teenager, I was hoping for the similar kind of mentor in my life. And we as adults, we have found mentors at different places. But now with everything opening up, Google, internet, everything, it's so easy for kids to find their mentors outside, right? And we as parents, we know that there is a huge risk there, and there's an advantage also. Risk is like, I remember there's a 17-year-old I'm working with, and he has found his mentor in some boxing celebrity who puts females down. Who doesn't think that females are good or whatever. So mom is literally worried. Mom is like, I don't want my son to have that as an influencer in his life, right? And the whole ball game, boils down to one thing, which is like, how are you present with your child? Are you present with your child with your old patterns, with a belief system? So let's have a quick, rain check. Let's call, what I call it. What do you think is your intention in your parenting journey? Like, as Mar says, to raise good human beings, but that is like raising good human beings. If I kind of divide it, is it like making sure that they have these qualities, or it is to make sure that we connect with them and we give them an environment in which they are, raising themselves up as a good human being? What do you think is your intention for your parenting? Like, what would be your main goal or main agenda as a mom or as a dad? You can unmute and speak, or you can type. Oh, they should be able to judge what is right and wrong. Yes, they should be. And for that, they definitely need in their growing up years that kind of mentor, which we are talking about. Because till the age of 23, 24, it has been proven that our prefrontal cortex of our brain is still developing, which helps us make those, right and wrong differences, that logical thinking process. It is still in a developing state. You guys remember, all of you, I'm sure, remember your teenage and tween years, right? How many of us were able to take those logical decisions, right? We are all very, I'll say impulsive during that time. We all take, we all jump onto the next thing. We have this peer pressure and everything going on. Yes, Aisha, I agree with that. That was my main goal. When I had my child, I was like, they should be coming to me, that they're feeling like, she feels like, yeah, she's being heard, that she has the safe place where she can go and open. Now, for me to provide that safe space, I need to first internally figure out that if my child let's say my child flunked an exam, if she feels that she can come and talk to me, what inside me is happening when I see that child flunking that exam? I might be, covering up, and I'll be, no, it's okay. I might put a fake, smile, or put a fake compassion. No, it's okay. Don't worry, we can do it. Or maybe you can do it next time. But inside, I'm like, why shouldn't you study? I know she was not studying. She should have studied before. I was telling her again and again that exams are coming. Why don't you take care of that? Inside of that is happening. Let me tell you that your child knows you in and out. If you know your child in and out, your child knows you in and out. They can sense that. They can sense that energy. You can try this little experiment with toddlers. I mean, if you Google it out, you will find a lot of these experiments on toddlers, which has been done, in which a mom is just sitting without any expression on the face, like a dead person. And the toddler is like, feeling quite agitated and frustrated, like why there's no connection. I mean, I'm talking about that age, very small kiddo, okay? At this age, you just try and sit in front of your child with just poker face and, inside have those boiling sentiments, like why she's not listening to me, why she doesn't bother about, taking care of her studies, whatever is your boiling issues. And then don't speak a word and see, does your child know it or not? My child is like, what happened? Did I do something wrong? What happened? I know she'll always be up to this, and she can sense it. And I'm like, how amazing is this relationship? It's such a blessing to have that relationship. I mean, we hardly get that kind of a relationship with anyone on this planet. I tell my husband, I can't have that kind of connection with you. Either of my friends, I mean, we are lucky if we have that kind of connection with any other relationships. But when we have that with our child, why are we messing it up? Why are we letting our beliefs and getting into play? And our beliefs are coming from where? Are the way we have been parented, the society around us. Because a child's first point of contact is parents, then family, then society, culture, teachers, institutions, everything plays their role. But the first point of contact, parents, they will always remain that first point of contact, and they should be the one. If my child tomorrow gets this peer pressure for anything, is she comfortable coming and talking to me? And that can only happen when she knows that my mom has sorted her mess around. I'll give you a very good example. When I was a teenager, I had these experiences in which I was not included in the peer group. Okay, I was not invited to party for whatever reasons. Now, when my child comes home and tells me I have not been invited to that party, there's a trigger going on because I have not worked around on those emotions of mine. I'm like, oh no, she has to go through the same pain which I went through. Let me just fix it. Okay, fine. So what should we do? Shall we throw a party? Shall we call them? Or shall we give them gifts? Or shall you go? I mean, I just jump in and in the fixing mode. But did I connect with my child's emotion at that point? Did I say, oh, it must be really hard, right? I know, it is so painful. That doesn't mean that you will get a solution. That doesn't mean that your child will come out of this whole thing happy. I'm okay. They're not inviting me. But it will definitely build his emotional strength whenever life throws these, curveballs on him. He will be able to handle these, what we call dark emotions, what we call, I don't want to label emotions and bad and good, but we call it like intense emotions, which we find it difficult to navigate. And then once we are able to connect with our child, then it is easier for us to put across our thoughts around it. What do you think you would want to do? And trust me, kids are such brilliant problem solvers for their own problems. They will come up with amazing solutions.
Miss Neetu, just I wanted to ask you,
Yeah,
is in
go
the
ahead.
same situation, how are we going to take it forward? That is, we would say the child that it's fine, it is okay, or
No,
should we?
No, it is not okay, Joyce, because she is feeling pathetic.
Okay.
It is not okay for her right now.
So it's like, it's okay to feel that, but
Yes.
how are we going to take it?
Yeah, so the thing is, yeah, I understand you're feeling these emotions. It must be really hard for you. I mean, the whole point of conscious parenting is connecting with the emotions of that child. What is the child feeling? Am I able to communicate that feeling? When I say it is okay, it doesn't matter, I'm literally, brushing aside her feeling. I'm like, you're not supposed to feel that way. Feel this way. Feel okay about it. But mom, I'm not feeling okay. It's really painful. It's really important for me. I know it would be nice if it would have happened that way. And just be with that. See, the whole point with intense emotions is we as parent, we feel very uncomfortable sitting in those emotions with our child. When your toddler is crying, we all have been taught and we all have been doing this since our our child growing up years. The moment a toddler cries, what is our main job? To quieten that, right? Because that cry triggers something in us. But guess what? That cry at that particular point was more related to physical needs, right? I mean, emotional needs, yes, that connection with the mom. I'm like, they want to be hugged or whatever, the caretaker, but more of those physical needs. But later on, and they never triggered any emotional patterns in us, right? When my toddler was crying, it didn't trigger my past emotional pattern or something around my what happened in my life. It was just that, okay, he must be hungry or she must be, wanting a cuddle, whatever it is. But when they grow up, when my child was, let's say she was trying to do maths homework, she was 5 or 6, and she was crying, okay, because she was not able to do it. Her cry brings out something in me. Take toddlers, take teenagers, take tweens, whatever. And what it brings up, let me take it to the next topic, which we thought will be covering up in this particular thing. It was like it brings up to our some pattern of us, which is there when we see anyone crying. Or maybe it's a belief, like few parents come up to me and say that for them, crying is a big no-no because during their growing up years, their parents didn't allow them to cry. The moment they cried, either it could be, oh, don't bother. Oh, you're getting hurt. Let's have an ice cream. Okay. Like how you said, Joyce, that it's okay. Don't worry about it. So we are always, giving them that assurance that don't worry. Even if bad things have happened, you're not supposed to feel bad about it.
How are we going to overcome it? How are we going to divert the child's attention?
That's what it is. Why are we wanting to divert the child's attention? Because we are feeling uncomfortable when we see our child in that pain, right? The moment I give my child an ice cream, the moment she's crying is because I'm feeling so uncomfortable when she's crying. And I'm like, let me divert her. And because once I divert her and once she is like, let's say easily sitting and watching a screen or easily playing with someone else or easily enjoying her ice cream, I've like, that thing is gone. But did I address that? No, I didn't. And that does come up again and again. And your child keeps on showing that thing again and again. And trust me, I'm working with elder people like 40 years old, 50 years old, adults who are having these issues of they're not able to express themselves properly, be it in their professional setting or their relationship setting. Reason is being somewhere down the line, they have never been given that space to sit with those emotions. All the time it has to be like, brush this aside. And conscious parenting is a journey. It's not a goal. It's a journey for you to be aware, number one, of your intentions. As you said, Joyce, that how do we distract? What is your intention in distracting? Why do you want to distract your child? Because you feel that, no, he shouldn't be feeling this pain, right? And this is something which I always ask parents, what makes you feel that you are the designer of your child's emotional life? If a child is laughing, smiling, do you ever go and try to distract him? He's also feeling some emotions at that time, right? Emotional vary. Why are we just focused on one particular emotion, one particular way of looking at things and not allowing him to focus on help? That's the reason most of us as an adult find it so difficult to navigate our emotions. That's why we get triggered. That's why we just either we blurt out things, either we get aggressive, whatever it is. I'll give you a very good example. I'm really thankful that today so many people have showed up. Thank you so much, guys. And again, I'm requesting whoever have joined now, and if you can put on your video, please do so. It'll be good fun to see your faces and connect with you. But at the same time, I was well prepared. What if no one shows up today? There would be some emotions in me, right? But am I willing to understand those emotions, sit with those emotions and navigate them? And this is a whole process. But the first place to start, if you ever want to start on connecting with your child, is first look inside yourself and ask, what is my intention? Is it to correct my child, be it correcting their behavior, be it correcting their actions, or be it correcting their emotions? Yeah? Make sense, Joyce?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So let me take you guys to another place which we parents are always staying in. We all stay in a place of fear. The moment my child flunks in one of the math exam, oh my God, she wouldn't know math. Oh my God, math is so important. My beliefs and my fears, everything comes. What will she do if she doesn't know math? And I go to the worst scenario. She'll end up on home street. I mean, a homeless on street. I mean, this is the worst come scenario. My child just looks at the magazine and she's looking at the photographs of these models and all. She's like, wow, this dress looks good. And I'm like, she's getting involved in such, what do you call stupid things at this age. She should be more focused on her studies. She should be more focused on her personality traits, her skills. Why is she getting there? And then she'll end up in one, dumb model who's not bothered, who doesn't know how to communicate. And I mean, my child was just looking at some pictures, right? She was just interested in something. And I just went there. Do you guys feel some of these kind of fears and apprehensions? I'm sure we all parents do somewhere
Yes,
down.
we do.
Your child just have to say, I don't want to eat broccoli. And you're like, he'll never be healthy. He'll never know what is, way of, healthy eating, healthy living. So these fears, are we able to understand where are these fears coming from? We are adults. We have these logical reasoning brains, right? And at the same time, I mean, like, I this is one conversation which I have with my husband most of the time. And he's like, yes, broccoli is really important for her. She should eat this. If she doesn't understand how to live healthy, how will she live when she's living abroad or whatever she's doing? I'm like, yes, I agree. This is important. Logically, it knows. And don't you think today's kids, especially tweens and teens, knows everything? The same factual data which we want to put there and put it in front of them, they know it in and out. I mean, like, benefits of broccoli, if I know, my child knows tenfold more than me. She knows those details of it. But the reason why she's not able to do it is something more deeper, something more emotional, right? It could be taste related, yes. But did I try to figure out with her, sit with her? I tried my own way of, making 10 different dishes of broccoli. And I'm just taking this as an example, though I myself don't like broccoli. I've tried so much of it, I've hated it. But I wanted my child to eat it. So I tried 10 different options. I put it in front of her and I'm like, I hope she eats one. And if she doesn't, my parenting takes another turn. I'm like, I'm doing so much for her. She's not even bothering. This is for her own good. This is another thing which we all parents come up with, right? I'm doing everything for their benefit. Seriously? Are we? This is one thing which I've learned from my mentor, Dr. Shefali. She says it so well. She says parenting we think is the selfless act. It is one of the most selfish acts. Why did you become parent in the first place? The child was not sitting somewhere and saying, oh, why, please get me. Just because the biological function of becoming a parent is so easy doesn't make you someone who can get parenting at the, flick of your hand. Like, okay, fine, I can get it. Child never asked you. Did your child ask you to get you here? So when you say it is for your own good, ask yourself, is it me who believe it is? Like, I'll tell you a very good example. I mean, I think most of us here, I think someone messaged me yesterday, I don't remember who, said that you please take this about the screen time and all that. I thought, let me see if I can put it inside. So screen time. If I tell my child about screen time, lowering screen time and everything, it is for their own good. Agreed. But first thing is, why do you think it is important for your child to lower the screen? I mean, like, you reduce their screen time, number one. Why do you think should be child's reason to reduce their screen time? You know your reasons, right? What should be your child's reason? There has to be something in your child which is, or something in that screen which is pulling you. This is one example which I give to most of the parents. Like, if a child was playing chess, would you be happy? I mean, I would be seriously happy. But at the same time, if my child is playing video games, no. Why? What was your child doing in chess game, which he's not doing in video game? In chess, he was problem solving. He was having this, he has to make decision, his decision-making skills, his strategy, and a lot of things were going on, right? But what is happening in video game? Oh my God, have you guys ever played video game? I mean, I literally have to sit and play that video game with a child. I'm like, oh my God, it's so much of, like, you have to keep your eye on so many things. You have to make sure that you are collaborating with the person, you're playing in a team, and at the same decision-making skills, problem-solving skills. There's so many things happening. Rather than sitting with your child and connecting on that point, you're like, no, reduce your screen time because I think screen time is not good for you. And because we have some fears around it, right? And our fears are, if he continues with the screen time, he would not pass his high school, he will not graduate, and he'll not get a good job, he'll not make anything in his life. While at the same time, we know that there are video gamers who are making their, they have their career out of it. And when this thing comes, parents are like, I know they can make it, but my child is not a very serious video gamer. How can he be? When all he's getting is to reduce his screen time. Yeah, Amber, let me just read your message because your message doesn't show completely. It may not be about type and kind of games. It's about extreme usage and excessive addiction. Yes, it could be. It could be extreme usage, regardless of what they play. Yes, I agree, regardless of that. So if they play chess for excessive time, that also turns into addiction, right? Now, everything in moderation is what we call is good for us as humans, as well as for our kids as well, right? But at the same time, why do you think would be the reason for a child to not get so much involved in that video game? I mean, I know my reason why my child shouldn't be completely, immersed in that video game. But do I know my child's reason? What are the other things which are, of that interest to him or her? I'll give you one good example. I had one 21-year-old young girl I counseled. And at that time, when she came to me, she was on these weeds and drugs and all. She was in vaping and all that. And she believed that there was no reason for her to get out of it. And her parents were quite worried because definitely it was becoming more of an issue for her career and her studies, everything. And she never thought that weed is a problem because she always told me during my session that, Neetu, weed is not even a drug. So where we worked together was, we were trying to figure out some other places which can be more, attracting to her, which can be more effective for her growth. Trying to figure out, are there other ways in which she can feel more fulfilled? Are there other ways in which she can, feel more connected to? And I'm so happy that after our work, my first thing was to connect with her emotions, connect at her on those emotional places where she was coming from. She was filling that gap with these things. So now the goal was, once we are able to together figure out what are you filling your gap with, then we were able to together figure out what are the other options. Right now, she's living in a place where weed is legal, but she is so much into snow sports that she messages me and says that it never crosses her mind also, because that thing has got her attention. It's not kids' fault. They have screen all around them. They have their peers who are completely into that. And do they have anything else which is that more interesting? And at the same time, they don't have anyone whom they can share their emotions and they can say that, okay, fine, I really don't think there is anything else I can do. And this whole social media, this whole screen, virtual friends, everything, this is another ball game. I mean, we definitely need more sessions around that. Today, we want to just, focus on what exactly is a parent, conscious parenting is all about, and how do we address our own inner demons. Yeah? Okay, fine. So let's go to the place of, let's do a little exercise here, and let's think of one of the parenting incident or one of the thing in your parenting which you have done, in which you felt that it is coming from some fear of future. Anything, any of the incident which happened in your last week, or I mean, for me, it is almost like every other day. My child is not here right now, when she's studying abroad, when I call her and she doesn't pick up the phone. Oh my God. The whole thing goes, why she's not picking up the phone? Is she in trouble? Is she somewhere there? It could be that her phone is on silent. It could be that she could be on, in her class. It could be something else. But my mind has to go on some other level. With your kids who are in front of you, do you have anything in which their actions, any of their, communication, their behavior makes you feel like, oh, he's not or she's not gonna end up at a place where I envisioned him? Do you guys feel? Anyone want to share?
I do personally feel that sometimes when he speaks rude to somebody, I feel like, oh my God, this is not what I have taught him. So yes, it gives me difficulty.
Yes, it is personal, right? What I have taught him. I mean, Joyce, great that you put this point across, because this is something which always comes up. If I don't teach him, who will teach him? And is this what I've taught him? We always feel like we are teachers. We are the one who can, decide on how our child should speak, should behave, should, do everything. And when a child doesn't do that, then rather than taking it personally that, oh, it must be my fault, why don't we take it as an opportunity? Awesome. He's rude, right? This is my opportunity to connect with him. I'll take your example right now, Joyce, and I'll put it across. Like, when he's rude, we can always say, oh, when you said that, were you feeling really frustrated? What exactly was going in? I didn't feel good when he said that to me. You didn't feel good about what he said, right? But is there any other way you would have wanted to address? No, I was very angry with him, right? Like, let's say my friend said something and I was very angry. Yeah, we do get angry. Yeah, we don't feel good when people talk to us like that, or people feel see like this. I myself feel bad at a lot of places. Now here, Joyce, let me put it this thing here. What you're doing is you're not solving the problem. It is not that next time you'll not be rude, but you're planting those seeds. You're planting those seeds in which he knows that this is a person I can connect with when I'm feeling angry. You can always, and then slowly, you can always see. So when you feel that kind of frustration, would you want to talk to me about it? Because right now he doesn't have an, thing to put across. He just blurts it out. And let me tell you, we don't realize our kids absorb our energy. They might have learned it somewhere from the environment. They see the way we interact with others. One thing is also there. Kids are very brilliant absorbers, but very bad interpreters. Very bad interpreters. If you're telling your child, if you are not able to communicate properly, if you're not able to express yourself properly, the child will definitely interpret it in a very bad way. The moment you say, why are you rude? You're not helping him understand his emotions, but at the same time, you're questioning not only his emotions, but his expression, which doesn't sit good with you. Yes, it doesn't sit good with humanity also. I know we shouldn't be rude with anyone. But at the same time, at this particular point, it is not sitting good with us. Right? So if I'm able to ask myself and say, oh, is it personal? Number one, parenting should not be personal, but it is personal. So it is the most challenging exercise to detach with attachment. Detachment with attachment can only and only happen once we as an individual are able to get into our center, to get into our consciousness and try to understand what is going with me at this point. This is something which I just tweeted few days back. It is not the behavior you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on why this behavior is triggering you. It's something I think Amber has put in the chat. Son skipped this mock exam for IG prep and teachers complained from school, was rude to biology team, walked out of the exam hall. Yep. Yes, this is so common. But why is your child doing that? And especially when it comes to that tweens and teen years, we have already done that thing in their first 10 years, 8 to 10 years. After that, they start giving their own thing. After that, they start making their own path. They find their own coping mechanism. They find their own avoidance strategies. And at that point, for a parent to connect with the child, a parent has to do double or triple the work, which could have been easily done. So all your few parents who are having kids right now, who is around the age of 8, 10, you are lucky ones, because you are starting your conscious parenting journey pretty early. And your kids and you would be in a great space to connect in tweens and teen years. This is a consistent thing. But when it comes to you connecting with your tweens and teens, it is, first thing, this journey is not that easy. It is more of because it is going different from the traditional parenting, there's a lot of conflict going within you. And the second thing is there's a lot of things which comes up from the society. I mean, till today, even after being on a conscious parenting journey for such a long time, till today, me and my husband have a lot of differences of opinions when it comes to anything with our kids. So this is going to happen. That's why I always recommend to be part of a community of like-minded people. Be part of the community of parents who are willing to, explore this consciousness, to be support for each other. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is, I think Amber has posted something more. I'm not able to see. 18, 16, followed by 20. Lucky one. Yes. No worry, Mars. It's perfectly fine. We'll see you around. What I wanted to invite you guys for was to join the community of parents, of the same like-minded parents, where we are going to deal with particular issues. We are going to deal with step by step, how do we start from the first place, which is intention, Then how do we address our expectations? How do we navigate our projections? Because we generally project all our emotions and feelings on our kids. Remember the example I gave you of my child coming home saying that she had not been invited? So whatever I told her was projection of my lack, my feelings inside. Intentions, expectations, and projections are the three main pillars we need to start work with. And then we go on to, how do I connect? How do I communicate with my child? When I say connect, it means literally like, connecting with their emotions, attuning with their emotions. How do I communicate with my child? And the most important, how do I reflect on my own thing and help my child reflect on their own thing? Like what Joyce said, that he was rude. So these steps come later on for helping him reflect on his thing. Wouldn't you want, Joyce, that he should be polite to everyone, not only in front of you, but in his, let's say after 10 years, after 20 years of his life, right? That is what we want.
Right.
That comes from within him. And for us to make sure that it comes from within him, it needs to be that foundation which needs to be strong enough. Yeah? I have to again go on chat because I'm doing this on my iPad. My chat doesn't show. Repeat the three things. Yeah, sure, Amber, I'll repeat. It is intention, expectations, and projections. These are the three basic places where we start understanding our own self in parenting. When we do this, we are very clear with what are our values in parenting. When I say values, I don't mean cultural and social values. I mean, I as a person, how would I want to be remembered as by my child? Yes, loving and caring, I don't want to use those words because that goes without saying. Every parent is loving and caring. If my child has to talk about me 10 years down the line to anyone without any filter or without any, pressure that someone will judge or anything, what will my child say about me? That I was that mentor, I was that guy. This is my personal value around my parenting. That I was that space where she can come and talk about anything and everything. I was that space where I was able to help her reflect on her own actions and behaviors. I was that person who was not giving her advices, because this is one thing which I refrain myself from. I'm like, I don't want to give advices to anyone. Even when I do my counseling session, I tell the person very clearly, we are together on this journey. We are working as a team. I have loads of advices. When my child flunks exam, Amber, what you said, when he was rude to his biology, or when he walked out of his exam, I have so many advices. I can give, okay, do this step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll be all sorted. And I can see that. I can see that clearly. If they just need to follow that. But I missed the main part. Why should they? That brings me to the final question of this. Why do you think you guys should be on your conscious parenting journey? I mean, I should have asked this in the start, but good place to start this. So whoever is on camera, wherever, you can unmute and speaking. Yes, Amber, for our own good, but what kind of good? You can't hear properly, Bhuma? Okay. My question is, why would you want to be on this conscious parenting journey? If we have a community of like-minded parents who are working on themselves, who are working on their consciousness, if you want to be part of it, what would be your reason to be part of it?
For me, Neetu, just like exactly what you said, how I would want my kids to remember me.
Perfect. I love that you and me share the same value.
Mm-hmm.
I want to become my kids' safe place. That's my intent, being a conscious parent journey.
Yeah. When you say safe space, you mean place where a person can just come and talk to you anytime. The best.
Yes.
We kind of avoid this term of best friend and best this because, but my child sometimes says that I don't want to tell you that you are my best friend because I want you as a mom only. But at the same time, I somehow feel that you fulfill role of all that best friend would have done for me. Like, you give me that space to talk about, you hear me out, you don't judge me, because we all have this judgment inside us, because I've seen my child grow, right? And the worst part is this thing. She has so much potential. Oh my God, that is one of the killer aspect of parenting, which I always say, parents, please, every human has so much potential. It's not only your child alone. Yes, you see your child having so much potential. They're so smart. They're so this. Every child has potential in some or the other way. Yeah, Joyce, you were saying something.
Yeah, actually, what we understand about parenting is when we become parents, we actually don't know the subject totally. So what we understand is about how our parents, how they would be treating us when we are in such situation. So exactly the same way we are doing it with our children. But then joining this particular webinar, I wanted to gain more and more knowledge so that I can develop better parenting skills, and indirectly I can inform to others as well, so that we create a good community of conscious parenting. Along
Right.
with my child, I can also see that other kids are also doing good.
Right. Awesome. I love this whole point which you said, that we parent the way we have been parented. A lot of times I see when I speak to my child, especially in those intense situations, I feel it's my mom talking. Exactly the same, tone of voice, same kind of a thing. And I'm like, I'm not even sorted that out yet. I mean, it is still going on. I remember if I used to not finish my homework, how my mom used to tell me. And everything comes a similar way to my child. So this is something which I am, as I said, it's a journey. Okay. So before I go on and help you understand that the community and all, great that I get this so many feedback of, wait, I'll have to just open the chat. Need to have to leave. Okay, no worry, Aditi, we'll see you later. Help you grow and consciousness in every areas of their lives. Awesome, Khadija. Don't want to say to instruct them to do this is to do that. Yes, this is one thing, Bhuma, which is the most difficult of all, because we are so used to being told what to do. We have told all our kids to do this. Okay, Rohan, is there anything which you want me to address? Is there anything from the chat which I should address before I just kind of wrap it up?
One question.
Yeah.
I have a question actually. So when it comes to conscious parenting, right? Like it's always the relationship. We're focusing on the relationship with our kids, but
Right.
I wanted to check what are some of the practical ways in which we can work on ourselves,
Right.
to help better the relationship.
Sure. Good question, Rohan. Thanks for that question. First thing is, I'll say I will turn this question around a little bit, because you said conscious parenting is about our relationship with our child. No, conscious parenting is our relationship with ourselves.
Okay.
Conscious parenting is more about how do we relate to our own self.
Right.
And it becomes, it is more about conscious living. How do you relate to yourself in any particular situation in your life, and more so in your parenting? And the practical steps, what you're talking about, I would definitely suggest one step, which I always recommend to most of the parents I work with, is like, please journal. Please journal. In a day, at the end of the day, if any interaction with your child, which you felt, good, bad, ugly, whichever way it was, please journal. And in that journal, I always recommend them to have 2 columns. One is putting exactly what has happened, how you reacted, what happened, blah, 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 this, like if I take Joyce's example, it could be he was rude, and I was feeling bad. And in the next one, ask yourself, what was going inside you? That is more of you reflecting on it. You trying to figure out your triggers. With one single intention or one single understanding, you can't change anyone. You can only change yourself. Because in the first 10 years, our kids are doing anything and everything we tell them. We feel that we can change them. We can make them, this person. But we miss out on this thing that you can't change anyone. They're only doing all those things in those growing up years is because they don't have anywhere else to look out for. You give screen to child at 5 years of age, okay? Let him access Google, whatever. He won't need you. What do your kids need you for in this day and age? They have everything else available. I remember I used to go to my mom to ask about few things if I didn't know. My child doesn't even bother. She's like, I'll Google it out. Yeah. So Rohan, to start with conscious parenting journey, the first and the most foremost step is to be aware. Create that awareness within ourselves that what are we doing? And the second most important practical step which you can take could be mindfulness. I mean, any kind of meditation, if you do, any kind of meditation you do, I would recommend you to do that kind of meditation, sit in that practice of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then club it with journaling. Because the moment you do the meditation and you are clubbing it with journaling, it is, I call them reflection, thinkitation, reflection rather than meditation, because we are reflecting on our own patterns. We are trying to figure out, is there a belief here? So all these things, this is a starting step. And I would like to put it across to you that there is definitely a free Facebook group. If you guys want to be a part of it, we'll be doing a lot of these, sessions in there. And more than that, I would invite you a community of parents. We call it Deep Connect community, where we are focusing mainly on connecting with ourselves so that we can be the best version, not only for our kids, but even for other aspect of the society. So if there is one takeaway, if you want to have just one takeaway from this session, what would you say it would be? You can unmute and speak up, whichever way you want to share with me. Anyone? Or maybe you can type.
Yeah, that conscious parenting isn't a goal, it's a journey.
Lovely. That is something which I'll keep on reminding myself, Aisha. Keep on reminding myself every time I get
We all need those reminders. We all need those reminders. Thank you so much, Neetu. Thanks a lot.
Joyce, you can DM me for the school parents. I would love to connect. Not a problem. And one thing which I promised everyone that I'm gonna get one free session out of this. So I'll ask Rohan to pick up any number because I have all the names written with a number, and I'll be able to say who's gonna, out of, let's see, how many of us are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. One
11,
person.
yeah.
That's right. Out of 12, just pick up any number and tell me, and I'll be saying, okay, find this person. I'll be doing 145 minutes free session on any issues, on any particular topic which we are, so that we can work around this.
7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 is actually Tabassum. Tabassum, are you there? Can't hear you, Tabassum. Are you there? Awesome.
Yeah,
Tabassum, you can DM me, you can message me separately. I'll connect with you and we'll figure out a time. And about the Facebook group, let me just put it in the chat, the free Facebook group you guys can connect on, where we are gonna have a lot of other things. Let me just put the chat. Okay, where are we here? Perfect, cool. That's the Facebook group. It is Facebook group of parents called Thinking Hive. It's mostly free group, and it does have a lot of sessions here and there. But the most focused session, most focused group is the community which we have of Deep Connect Parent. If you guys are interested in it, it is basically we ask parents to give their 3 months to us. When I say 3 months, I mean every week we are going to have 1 to 2 Zoom sessions, and we will be discussing particular topics. We'll start with intentions, we'll start with projections, and we'll start with expectations, and we'll dig deeper and bifurcate them. When I say 3-month session, 1 week, almost 1 to 2 sessions per week. So I'm giving you almost like for 1 month, 4 into 8 sessions, and then more of that. And because it's a community, it's an open thing. So it's always question answers, personal DMs, and I'll always be around in that community. That community is basically charged at, if I in dirhams, it is 150 dirham for 3 months. And if I convert it into Indian currency, it is around 3,300 rupees for 3 months we are talking about. So any one of you who are interested in joining that community, please, yeah, bye Aisha, see you around. See you around, take care. Any one of you interested in joining those communities, please message me. I'll be willing to, take it further. And cool, I've already taken 5 minutes more than what was intended, but it was lovely. Thank you guys for connecting, for coming here and being there. And I applaud you for being on a conscious parenting journey. That's awesome. That's awesome. And Joyce, you can connect with me separately. Ran, is there anything I need to, thank you, Bhuma, thank you for coming. Ran, is there anything which I need to address as of now?
No, that's it.
Thank you, Khadija. Great to see you here. Long time no see. Khadija can speak. Khadija can say something. If you can speak, Khadija, I think you're in office. I've worked with Khadija, and I always tell her you are one of my, what I call ideal client customer. The way she has evolved in her consciousness journey, I mean, that is so amazing. And I think, Khadija, would you agree that journaling has been one of the aspects for you which has helped you in understanding more of your conscious parenting journey? You're on mute, Khadija. Yeah.
I'm trying to go outside so I can talk.
Sorry, we can't hear you though.
Oh, I'm in the office right now, so I was just stepping out.
Yeah, I
so
know.
I can talk.
I know. I'm just taking few minutes of your time because I just saw Khadija and I just couldn't resist because it has been a long time I haven't talked to her.
Yeah, so conscious parenting, the journaling has helped me a lot. Meditation helped me, and yeah, this conscious parenting. I think when you're questioning or when you're giving the thoughts to the kids to be conscious about what they are doing or what their emotions are, what I feel is they are also consciously, like the next time they are doing something, they are conscious about it. And they already know that what happened. Like I do not have to even ask them why they just last night, my son, I was on a phone call, I picked them up and they just saw me on the phone call and they both of my kids, they decided, okay, we are not going to talk to her. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything that this is not okay or, how can you say that to your mother? Then in the, I came home, I just went to bed. I didn't say anything. My son came and he started crying. I said, and he goes like, I'm sorry, Mama, I'm sorry. I said, why are you sorry? He said, because I said.
We lost you. Oh, we lost that story at such a crucial point. I don't like that. I wish I would have heard that. Khadija, we lost you at a place where you said that your son said sorry to you.
Yeah, he started saying sorry and he said that, I know that we weren't talking to you and that's not okay. And I said, okay, as long as you realize that. And then I just, hugged him. And I said that, whenever, that's the best part, that you made something.
Yeah.
And that this is not okay. And you realize what to do. So I just hugged him and he was fine. And, because kids are really, really smart and they can only judge by the way we are looking. And he goes like, sometimes I'm just looking at him and he goes, oh, why are you giving me that look? I didn't touch that. I didn't do this. So they are actually conscious about each and everything that we are doing. So I guess that helps. Instead of wasting my energy, like Neetu really helped me with that. Like instead of wasting my energy on my kids to explain, they already know, they are already conscious of what they are doing. We just have to give them a direction, I think. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes,
yeah,
and it has been
alhamdulillah, yeah.
Yeah.
Journaling is amazing.
yes,
And
yes.
Neetu has been very helpful with that savers concept. I love that. And I've passed on your words of wisdom to
Yeah, I think her internet is a little choppy. No worries, guys. It was great. Thank you, Rohan, for.
oh, I'm so sorry.
No worries. Your internet was really choppy, so it was fine. Yeah, I love my sessions with Khadija, and we had. I mean, it has been quite some time. Our journey is going on. I think 2 years or so, Khadija. I mean, we guys are working.
Yeah,
together.
yeah, almost 2 years. Yes.
Yeah. So no worries, guys. Thank you so much. I know it's
Thank
time
you.
for you guys to rush. Thank you so much for attending, and thank you, Rohan, for pulling it together. And let's see, we'll have more of these sessions. Thank you so much, Nora.
Thank
Okay,
you,
all right.
Neetu.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rohan. Thank you, Khadija.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. See you guys. Okay, Nora and Halima, you are here. Is there something you would like to talk about? Okay, Halima, thanks a lot. I wish I could see you though. No worries, I understand. I think I'll be the last one to leave this call. Oh, you're Khadija's sis. Awesome. Alice, are you the one from Saudi or from Pakistan?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm from Pakistan.
I remember Khadija talking to me. I mean, I know
Yeah,
you're.
good to hear everyone.
Yeah, and everyone has left. It's just you and me now.
Okay.
So lovely
It's
to
really
have you
nice,
here. You're from
hearing
Pakistan,
you.
right?
She just
Sorry.
joined. She just shared the link with me, so I joined your session, and it was very good to hear. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, Khadija has always been like, I remember whenever there was anything with your mom, when she's traveling, when she's with your dad, everything we keep on communicating, and we are in constant touch. And I always tell you are one of the person, the way you have raised your level of consciousness is like beyond my expectation. I wish I could have done that the way you have done that.
Yeah.
You're
It's nice.
amazing.
Okay, inshallah, I will
Glad to see
join other
Yeah.
sessions as well. Inshallah.
Take
Khadija
care.
always told me about you, that she is taking sessions with you, and conversation is going on, and
Yeah.
many of the issues has been shared,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
I
it's
love
good.
where she's in now, and she's in a great space now. I mean, yeah, there are ups and downs in life for sure.
Yeah,
Sure, the way we
and
handle it is
in her scenario, she needs much more for that these sessions.
she's a very strong woman, I must say.
Yeah.
जिस तरह से उसने अपने आप को navigate किया, जिस तरह से she has done the things with her kids, with herself.
Yeah.
It requires a good amount of work, and I mean,
The
I remember
way
my
she
first session-
understands the things, and the way she consciously carry on things, it's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my first session with Khadija, and I remember now my sessions with Khadija, and how she keeps on remembering. Sana
Yeah.
is joining now. Now, Sana. Okay. Halima, thank you so much. I just have.
Yeah,
Hi,
okay,
Sana.
thank you.
No worries, Halima. Great seeing you here. Hi, Sana. You are here. Can you unmute yourself and just. Perfect.
Hello.
Hi, Sana. The thing is, the session you just joined in, right?
Yeah. Khatija just told me about this session, so I just thought I can join in.
Sana, I think you missed the session. We were ending it. We already ended it.
Okay.
Almost left. No worries, Sana. What we can do is, if you can, I mean, Khadija messaged you the Zoom link.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, so if you can just have either your email address or your phone number, wherever you wanted to be contacted. So next time, whenever we have sessions, we can keep in, touch, and I can keep you updated on that. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Either you can send it across to Khadija, who can forward it to me, or you can forward it to me yourself.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I'll just sign out of the session.
Yeah. Take
Okay,
care.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.